And welcome to the wild world of TDB, where we are drinking some ripe. This one is from Yunnan Sourcing, 2023. I put an order in just to get some new TDB contents out there, the things I do for you guys. So this one's a Yibang ripe, so it's an Iwu ripe, so it'll be a little different.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. And young.
Yes, correct.
Although when was the actual material?
I did
produced?
not check. I'm
Probably
pretty
in the last couple of years.
I think this is pressed in 2023 material, probably from the year before that, would be my guess.
Got it. Cool. Looks good. Smells a little funky.
It does, actually.
Give it another rinse for sure.
Which, it's fine. It's perfectly normal for this type of...
To smell like BO. Shout out, Scott. Deal with it. Coming for you, Scott. Or you're coming for me or whatever, man. Yeah, drama, internet, clicks.
What's happening?
Did you see the video where Denny said that Scott has BO?
Wow, news for you, Scott. We both have BO too.
And then it's really Scott's in the background. It's all like a big drama conspiracy play to get views so that we grow. Finally hit that 1 million subscriber milestone we've been going for.
Oh, shit. Got a long way to go.
I know, we've not been doing very well. Yeah. We're trying new tactics.
Yeah, like thumbnails.
Yeah, like insulting people.
We're using 2014 tactics now. We're getting updated.
It smells a little bit less like foot. And yeah, you know what? Sometimes these new teas smell a little bit like feet, okay? Foot Lovers Association
Specifically ripe.
enjoys this one secret trick. Alright. Clean material. Definitely did have a funky smell to it, though. Some hot taste.
That is interesting. I have had this tea a couple times. I didn't smell it as funky, but it's the first time in a Gaiwan for me, actually.
Interesting, okay.
So,
Could impact it.
one of the advantages, for sure, of a Gaiwan is easy access to the smells.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it smells fine now. In fact, it's relatively odorless, I'd say, for a ripe. Like, not terribly strong smells coming off of it at all.
Cool.
Cherry out.
Cheerio. That sweetness is so crazy.
I know. It's quite different.
Yeah.
Very soft,
different.
too. You can almost tell it's a Iwu. I feel like it's easy to tell if you know, but it's like, it'd be a kind of a head scratcher if you had this one.
It's not bad, but it's weird.
Yeah.
It's very uncommon for me to taste something like this. I like it.
And for you noobs out there, Iwu is just one of those teas that's, it's those areas that's almost always used for predominantly raw Pu'erh. So while these days you can certainly find some Iwu ripe being made and whatnot, it's usually not being used. It's usually just being used for raw, specifically kind of smaller boutique style productions. Yeah.
Typically has a very saccharine sweet flavor profile. Oftentimes these teas can be really enjoyable younger in the career compared to other raw Pu'erhs that are going to be aged for much, much longer. Expectation being 15 years minimum before you even go ahead and try it. Something like this being ready today.
Yeah.
Pressed a year ago, maybe max.
Yeah. And, that bit of fishiness that we got, that's something that you would definitely expect to be gone in probably a year or so. It's just because this tea is so young.
Yeah, still very bioactive.
Yeah. So that's not a knock on the tea at all.
No, I mean, you don't taste it at all.
Yeah. Wow.
Very different. Nice color. Getting my classic high pour.
Yeah. I saw people were talking about that.
High pour gang.
Yeah. We must have mentioned it in that video we did a while ago.
Cheerio.
Cheerio. It has a nice body. It's just a nice softness. I honestly quite like this tea. It's unique and a little interesting. I do think if you're not used to ripe, this is more like an intermediate level ripe. If you're not used to ripe, I think you would struggle to find what's special about this.
Right.
But I do think the character actually comes through pretty well. It's like shockingly well.
Yeah.
For this, and I think the fermentations also must be a little lighter because there's a little more sharpness to it rather than I don't know, like straight, like super fermented softness. So
yeah, really lovely texture.
Yeah.
Enjoyable. We kind of weird. Definitely atypical. I'm gonna blast it with some heat and see how it does. I'm assuming it'll do really well.
Yeah, this sort of tea you can definitely blast. You don't need to treat it too delicately.
Question: daily drinker?
Sort of like the last tea, it could be a daily drinker if you dig the profile.
Right.
If it wasn't so uncommon, but certain teas are just like uncommon enough that it just doesn't feel like it should be a daily drinker. But in terms of profile, I find nothing that would not make this to be a perfectly satisfying tea to have regularly.
Yeah, totally. Probably reasonably priced too, so you can actually buy quite a bit of it.
Yeah.
I think this is really good and tasty today. I don't know if it would be a daily drinker for me because again, it's just like it's not polarizing, but it's really specific.
Yeah.
And it's not like I want a really. I'm trying to think of an analogy for a cocktail. The average person enjoys a glass of wine after dinner, and if that person had to drink a really fancy gin and tonic instead every day, they might find that to be a little bit too much. Even
Sure.
they enjoy it. It's a bad analogy. But.
Yeah. Well, I feel like if you like ripe as it is, and you like ripe just in general, and you're looking for kind of the ripe characteristic, you get most of it here, but maybe not all of it.
Right.
And you go this way if you want something that's, a little different. Like, the difference is kind of the feature here. And that could be good or bad, depending on kind of the experience that you are after. For me, at least, drinking ripe on the daily, this is a very nice change of pace, just because, like, I'm having very similar tea day in and day out. And so to have something a little different, it really does stand out quite a bit.
Yeah. My only knock on this tea would be that it dies off a bit faster than a traditional ripe. It feels like to me.
Okay.
Because it's lacking a little bit of those sort of softer fermented flavors that can be quite bold and strong and kind of carry you.
That's true. Yeah.
Like that kind of dark stick bark flavors. A little bit of the earthiness isn't here. A bit more sweetness.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Mom test?
I think so.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very sweet.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the fermentation flavor is not as strong. So a lot of the earthiness that you would get, I don't find it to be as intense here.
Yeah. Ultralight? I kind of think more of the more standard ripe would probably be better. Ultralight. Again, you always run into that problem of particles and stuff.
Right.
If you're doing any sort of pu'erh.
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't strike me as an immediate yes.
Okay. Cheerio.
It's really nice. So sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get a whole cake of this?
No, I just got a sample.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I have I got this in some of the other areas that looked interesting to bring on in the future, hopefully.
I would get this as a cake. I think I would, honestly. This is a pickup, yeah. And having it like once every 5 days in my ripe pu'erh, allotment or whatever, right? Like something that frequent, once a week. But having it once a week.
Yeah.
Not babying it, being okay with, doing an email while drinking this session, I think would be just fine. It's not so exquisite that I'm so, cautious about my consumption.
Sure. And I think this tea is probably best enjoyed too as sort of like a ripe lovers meetup tea. It's sort of like, we're going to drink through some ripes. Let's toss in something a little different here. Like if you just did a ripe session with a bunch of people and you just did like, we're just going to do the Mung Ai recipes and then we're going to do very standard Yunnan sourcing.
Yeah.
That's really boring as far as the tea session goes.
Right.
You need something like this to shake it up. So they're like, this is like ripe is a very kind of monotonous category to start with anyways. So, we're causing a tea mess over here. So having something like this to, spice it up a little bit, I think it's nice.
Dude, my intuition when cleaning up food off of the floor now is like, do I eat it? Like, it's been in my baby's mouth and it's been on the ground. Should I eat it?
Well,
is the tea okay?
Yeah.
Probably fine. It's got a little extra texture. That's from our Only Rinse. Check that out. Just kidding.
A little bit of Patreon only content there for you guys. Just leaking it out.
This is a W, I think. This is a pickup.
Okay. W for Wu-Tang.
Yeah, Scott.
I don't know.
Scott probably is in the know with the Woo for sure. Actually,
yeah,
Scott's a music nerd.
Yeah.
Anyway, this was good. I was surprised. I'm surprised by it. I think this would be, to your point, is actually a fun tea to bring to a session with someone else who really enjoys red pu'er.
For sure.
And I think this is a buy. Yeah, it's nothing off-putting by any stretch about it.
And I do really like how they're pressing these different ripes from different parts of that material would normally not be kind of like the sole material in a ripe production. So
there's some complexity in this. There's some.
I think it's quite a bit of complexity.
There's almost a little menthol-y thing going on. A lot of fruit. Yeah, this is a fun tea.
Yeah.
All right, YunnanSourcing.us
and .com,
whatever. Give them a Google. Check out Scott's site. They're a great place. There's tons and tons and tons of stuff. So do some research online. Go to tdb.org to find some short lists of teas to be buying from there potentially, or ask your fellow weird Discord tea friends, whatever you do to find tea content. Keep it up. We'll see you guys next time on episode whatever the F.
Yeah.
Until then.
Peace!